All right. Hey, everybody. And welcome back. Where is everyone? I was getting worried. I know I changed the subject first thing this morning because I had a great idea. So, learning stuff is really important. So, Leah's here. Judy Quilt is home on a Saturday. Yay! Gia from Troy, Michigan. Chris Yost. Ronog, hi Ronog, yay! Not many people in chat yet. I was kind of wondering. I was kind of wondering where everyone was. I was not panicking, but Jenny. Good morning, Jenny. Lynn, hello. Our Lynn is in the house. Uh, Georgette says good morning from Knoxville, Tennessee. Awesome. Welcome, everyone. We'll just, I started a little bit early, couple minutes, so everybody could get their, uh, notifications. Thank you. I got Earl Grey tea hot delivered. Isn't that nice? Did they make it right? Earl Grey tea hot. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Oh, they did. Yummy. All right. That is awesome. Thank you. Hee hee hee. Hi, my boys. Yeah, someone just came home. So, yes, they're kind of woofy and excited and whatever. So, and that's how I got my Earl Grey tea hot. Very nice. Very nice. Hi, Jesse and Jenny and everyone. Yeah, it's a good morning. And wow, my tea's hot. Today we're going to talk about something different. I know I said Susan Williams, the only kind of tea. I agree. I agree. Sometimes orange pekoe, but yeah, Earl Grey tea. Have a London fog if you haven't had one of those. That's what you should do. Betty Carter says, hi, Sue. So originally, we were going to do like a stitch along of this. Now, this is probably the cutest zipper bag, fully lined the whole bit. Hi, Cindy King. Glad you could join us. Fully lined the whole bit, and it's in two different sizes. This is the smallest one. And you can have a lot of fun with all the flower colors. And I really like the red door. I thought this was really nice. And then just little appliques. The bigger one's going to look even better. And perfect place for straps if you make the bigger one. So treat yourself. Remember to watch the zipper video that and I'm really surprised on the zipper video that there isn't more views, because that is just like full of information. Judy Quilt says, I love that zippered pouch. Isn't that cute? Even the back is cute. Got some quilting on it. Looks like bricks. I've been really having a lot of fun making the zipper purses. So here's my newest one. Isn't that cool? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Fully lined again. But this is what gave me the idea for today's class. I looked at it and I was having tension problems while I was stitching it. I don't know how well you can see it, but yeah, I had a lot of problems. Here's the back, by the way. So this is a fairy door. It's a seasonal thing, and it's August, so sorry, fall. Leaves, right? Leaves. So I had some tension problem. I don't know if you can see it, probably not, but it's really kind of bad that it's all loopy and the whole bit, and I was like, So that's what gave me the idea for the video today, because we can talk about tension. And I've got examples of everything. Good morning, Ramona. Good morning. We are going to be doing a whole bunch of these, but this is one I wanted to show you. So this is where the tension isn't right. Let me zoom you guys in, see if I set it up right. No, that was zoomed in. Alrighty. Alrighty then. But you guys know what it looks like when the tension isn't right. Everything's all loose, and it feels like if you touch it, things are gonna fall apart, and it's just not right. It's just not right. So I'm gonna show you guys the back. So when you are doing this, the back is the most important thing. So, okay, this might illustrate the problem. Can you guys see that? And that's stitched twice. So basically we have the top thread loops, and then the bobbin thread is just a line. So you guys gotta figure that this isn't gonna last too long. That was one of the first giveaways. So I'm just gonna turn it. Where are the patterns from? They are from OML Embroidery.com, and every time you buy anything, you help support the channel and keep me here teaching you guys all this fun stuff. All right, so I turned it around so we can see the back. And that line definitely that I showed you was a problem, but it's not right. Look at almost a bird's nest there. And bird's nests are caused by tension. But can you see that one there? You see all the thread if I turn it sideways? Yeah, that's a problem. Now, oh yeah, look at the lines around the toadstools there. Do you see that white piece? That's bobbin right there. Bobbin with no stitches. Well, they're there, but look, they're loose. So you got to know that this isn't gonna work. It's not good. So how do you fix it? Well, first of all is noticing that there's a problem. So what I notice, I never leave my machine, but what I notice, the top thread was jumping. It looked like it was, too much coming out. Cindy King, a little strap added would be nice. Yes, that is very true. I didn't add one on because I knew I have to do another one because the tension isn't right. So the back of it shows you. Now, that is one that the tension is too loose. What does it look like when it's too tight? Well, you always look at the back. Can you see that? There is hardly any bobbin showing. Okay, so that means you're using way too much top thread. Here's another example, and this is the back. So this is the front, looks good. This is the back. Do you see any white bobbin? Any? Nope. Nope, me neither. So it should be in thirds. So it should be 1/3 color, 1/3 bobbin, and then 1/3 color. So, look at the back and see. Now, this one isn't as obvious, but I still always look at the back of everything. And they all turned out this way. Now, this is one. We had reversible hearts, and I used the same bobbin thread as the top thread, and you can't see the tension. So, but I'm going to tell you, it is not a solution. All right, it may make your project look better, but your stitches still aren't correct. So, changing the bobbin color, it's not a solution. Please don't do it. I do not change the tension on my machine. I actually did it yesterday just to see because I've never done it. And it really didn't help at all. Like, at all. I was like, oh, okay, why do we even have this? So to me, personally, that's not a solution. So where do you start in your troubleshooting? So it is... Are you able to do a sew test for bobbin tension? Yes, we will be doing that today. I just had perfect examples of too loose that everything's kind of falling apart and too tight and unknown. So that's why I decided we should do that. So troubleshooting. It could be the top thread. It could be the bobbin. It could be the bobbin case. It could be so many things. So what's the first thing I do? If I notice that the thread is just jumping, that is a great word for it. It is jumping. That you can rethread it. That's the first thing I do, is pull the thread in the direction that it normally goes, cut it first obviously, and then rethread it and try again and see. If it's still loose, then you got another problem. So that's the first thing I do. The second thing I try to, when I'm troubleshooting, I try to keep it simple. So the next thing I will do is change the bobbin. So what does that do? Well, these are the bobbins I was using before. Now these are from my colored bobbins. I call them my cheater bobbins, and they are a different brand. So I was using those. I don't know why I was using those, whatever. I guess it was just handy. The ones that I always use are from Dime. So a quality bobbin is the solution for me for this time. However, it was kind of dirty because this thread is not the same as the thread that the dime bobbins are wound with. So what is it? This is more like serger thread. It's hard to see, but it's fuzzy. And that causes problems because we get everything tangled up in here. So I take the bobbin out and I changed it, and then I stitched a little bit more. That wasn't quite it. It was getting better, but it wasn't quite it. So the last thing you do, now my machine is gonna sputter about this, but we take this part off, and sometimes you have screws to do it, but the luminaires, you just take it off. And this is where you need to gently and carefully clean. You take this bobbin part out, and I always look at it and see if there's any bumps or bruises sort of thing. And then this is where all the lint is going to be, in here. So you should do that for sure. There's lint. Take your time. Take a few minutes to do it. Don't add oil. Don't add anything. Now, I have a real brain issue with putting this back together, so bear with me. I don't know why my brain can't process this, but I probably shouldn't have taken it off. Well, we're live. So I cleaned everything, and if you're really careful, you can, clean the rest as well, but you have to be careful. And because I'm so bad at this part, I always manually run it because it usually takes me a couple tries. But you know what? Big deal. That's what I say. Big deal. I know it's easy to do. I don't know why my brain says, no, that's not right. Whatever. See, it's definitely not right. If I cared, I'd be embarrassed, but I don't care. So, everybody has their things. Bobby says, I have issues with putting that back too. I know, and I don't know why, because it's not hard. It's not difficult to put the bobbin case back properly, and I don't get it. There's dots to match up or something. I don't know. When it sits in there right, then it's good. I'm using my left hand. That's probably part of it. And I try when I take it out to take it out and put it the way it was, but then I moved it on this one. So bear with me. I know. And I do have the right bobbin case. That is something to check too. The purple dot and the green dot, they're 4 different things. And somehow, through the magic of whatever, my bobbin case got changed. I was sure I had the purple one in there, but apparently I did not. So, I know, real exciting learning today, guys, right? See, no, that's not right. Real exciting learning. Yay, it's just not me. I know. I thought about not taking it out, and I shouldn't have, because I know I struggle with it, and just be patient with yourself. What does it matter, right? We can still talk about stuff. The other thing I would do here is change the needle. Just in case there's a problem with the needle that's affecting the tension. But anything else is not going to work. And that is the end of that. It does not work. So changing the numbers, changing the tension may get you through, the project you're working on, but it is not a solution. Yes, it's frustrating. Took me a few times to get it right. Yeah, I just don't. I don't know. I don't know why my brain can't process it. Like I said, it's really not that hard. But see what I'm doing here? I'm manually turning the flywheel, because if you put everything back and start up your machine and it stitches, you're going to do some damage. For sure you're going to do some damage, because it affects the timing. See how it's stuck there? And you can see that it's wrong because it isn't moving properly, and I can't go any further. Can everyone see that? That is the problem. So if you start up your machine, yeah, that's going to be trouble with a capital T, and you'll break the needle, and you could break the bobbin case, and you could nick the cover. There's so many things. So I just, play around with it. Be patient. It's not rocket science. Never get down on yourself. Just do the best you can. If it takes you 10 tries, 20 tries, an hour, who cares? Who's going to know? Except for everyone here is going to know, because I'm doing it live, sort of thing. So, should fit in. Oh, that might have got it. Probably not, though. All right. Well, anywho, I have to sit and do it. I'm probably nervous. But those are the things that I'm going to do. And change the needle. If you don't change the needle all the time, I probably don't change mine enough. And I think some people change them too often as well. But I think it is something to do for the troubleshooting. Now, I am lightly cleaning in here. It is rather dusty. They don't recommend in the manual that you used a compressed air, because it is a little wet and the machines don't like it, especially if you're near the end. And it's just basically going to shove all of the lint and stuff to the back. So it's not necessarily doing you some good. Whereas this little brush thing, do you see, it's pulling it out, and that's what we really want, is it to be out. Now I'm going to give this a cleaning, because there's a couple spots in here that I can see that there's linty. This is also where the magnifying glass that sits on here comes in handy, because you can focus in on look at all that from the side. Ooh, you can focus in on it and clean it really well. You can see everything. So that is looking pretty good. Pretty well done. So, I mean, easy peasy, but those are the steps. The other thing I wanted to talk about is thread. Now, having crappy thread can make all the difference. If you guys remember when I had McDreamy, I had some variegated thread that I wanted to use, and I used it, and it kind of shredded inside the machine, goodness. And it cost me $500 to get it fixed. So old thread, you're better off tossing it out. I could have bought a whole new set or whatever for that kind of money. So I did throw out the rest of the line, and I didn't use it again. So thread. So I start with threading, and then I go to bobbin quality. So this is not good quality. It's fine for doing it short term. So just like the outside of a mug rug. And this is good quality for everyday use. And there is a big difference. Like, you can't see it, and I don't know how to show it to you guys because you can't see it. But look at your thread. And this is shiny and nice. And this is fuzzy. And that's the problem. It's fuzzy. And the machine didn't like it. And I, did my process of elimination, and I played around with the tension on the machine just because people think that's, or people say that that's a solution, but it is not. So that is tension problems. And tension problems will also affect your pull compensation. So once you figure out where it is, like what it is, look at that line. I mean, I can see. I'll have to take a close-up picture. You can see that that's not right. And actually, you can feel that it's not right, believe it or not. Then go through all the steps. I do the easy ones first, so I rethread or change the thread depending on what I have in. I usually use the exquisite thread, and that's helpful because it's good thread and I never have any problems with it. It's bobbin that apparently I went wrong on, which is funny. So thread, bobbin. Also, sometimes if you get bobbins, pre-wound ones, because I'm far too lazy to wind my own bobbins, because seriously. Sometimes they're not wound properly. So whenever I have a problem, I look at the bobbin. So you can look at it different ways. And I've had some that have like a bulge in it that means it wasn't wound properly, and it ended up being every single one. Not dime, before their bobbins came out. And that is a problem. If it's not wound properly, it is not coming off of the bobbin properly, and there's your tension. So when there's a loop or a bump, it's going to be looser and you're going to have messy stitches. So, and the other thing, and this may sound stupid, make sure that your bobbin is loaded in the right direction. So this is how you're doing it. It forms a letter P, and if it's wrong, it'll still work. It just won't be right. So, I mean, Patricia says, I've had so many bad experiences with my pre-wound bobbins that I always do my own. I probably could, but no, I just like and plus the dime ones are fantastic. This is what they are. I use the dime bobbins, plastic side, and dime needles. I'd like to point out, Eileen Roche did a video on this. Another problem you might be having is you can't reuse these. They are not strong enough to reuse. They're different than a regular bobbin. So you could have like a little chip out of it or something like that. it's, yeah, so don't this goes right in the garbage when you're done, or recycling or whatever. Cindy King, I had a bad cone of thread the other day. Yes, yes, it takes a bit. Process of elimination, troubleshooting. So that's why I start with the thread and rethread it. And that's where I got down to, this is thread. This is bobbin thread. Once I changed this and cleaned out all the fuzzies from this, my machine worked perfectly. And I was really happy, and I was able to finish the design. But I'm not going to stick with this one because it's going to fall apart. How do I know that? Because you can grab the stitches and pull them because it's so loose. So either way that your tension is wrong, you can fix it by doing all these steps. And a good cleaning never hurts. Just be careful, and remember, you don't have to use any oil anywhere. And when it comes down to it, that thread. And yes, like Cindy King, you can get a bad spool of thread, just like I got a bad bunch of bobbins. None of them worked because they were not wound properly. So, eliminate what it could be. And that makes it a whole lot easier. So whether your bobbin comes up to the top, that means the bobbin's too loose and it's probably dusty, just as a guess, or it's not wound properly, or the way I had it, where the bobbin really was not doing anything. So just a simple change. So now I've discovered that these bobbins, the cheater ones, the really inexpensive ones that comes in colors, cheater bobbins I call them, they're okay short term. They are not going to be used in my machine for everyday use. I'll stick with the dime or any other higher end. And if you wind your own, make sure you get nice thread to do it. So yeah. Thank you, Sue, for the great tips. I always learn something new on the Saturday mornings. I've gotten a wrong bobbin in a batch, like a brother in my Viking Misha says. I know. Sue, maybe run a heat gun lightly over the project to secure the threads. It's not bad. I could do that. I actually went over things a couple times, but I'm going to be selling this pattern, so I want it to be perfect. So and plus I tweaked a whole bunch of things. I changed some of the leaves and whatever. Chris Yost, make sure to use the correct thread weight. Absolutely. I rarely change the thread weight. I just use my beloved exquisite thread, which I never have any problems. It's never the thread, even though I start with that. It is never the thread. So, that's just the way it goes. So, too loose, too tight. Now, how do you test it out? Cindy King gave us the answer to that. You go on your machine, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy or anything time consuming, and you do 3 letters. And you can stitch them out and see on the back how it looks. So if you have this is almost it, but not quite, 1/3 of the bobbin down the middle. Can you guys see that? Yes, you can. That's pretty good tension. And you'll be good for stitching. If this is tight like this and there's no bobbin showing, basically you're wasting your top thread, which is really expensive. So you want to fix that. And how do I fix it? Going through the process of elimination. And one last time, changing the bobbin to match the top thread is not a solution. It is not. It may make it look better in the short term, but actually looking close, I can see it. Yeah, I still had a problem. It will make it look good ish, but you're still going to have loose threads or threads that are too tight. So, you know, it's easy to do. I follow a list in my brain of things and I eliminate. I got this from like troubleshooting computer problems. Is it the power? Is it the cord? Is it this? Is it that? It's easy to do it this way. I always say in my brain, start at the top, work down to the bottom. So do your 3 letters, the back, not the back of the bag, but it is cute. The back of your embroidery is the key, and no matter which way it's going, you can do these things to fix it. And change the thread, change the bobbin. That was my solution. Cheap bobbins are not good enough for the luminaire. Dime bobbins or any other high quality sheer sheen ones apparently make all the difference. And I will notice that it doesn't get as dirty. Change the needle, clean the bobbin case, the whole bit, and test it to make sure it's right. So there we go. There we go. So, because I noticed that tension is a problem and people get frustrated, and you got to know the solutions. So when I saw it, I was like, seriously, because, you know, I'd worked really hard on this, and to notice all the loose bumpy threads or whatever, I was like, really? But then I started my process of elimination, and I kept stitching on this one because it was loaded, and I thought, you know, that's fine. And kept going until it was the bobbin solution. So does anyone have any questions on tension? It's a balancing dance. Everything has to be balanced. And a quick solution is probably not going to work. Short term, maybe, but figure out what the problem is so it stops happening. And you should be good. You should be good. So, bad thread, bad bobbin, dirty machine, all those things. So, start at the top. Sometimes I'm doing something and it might help others. Oh yeah, our Tuesday tip. Yeah, that's exactly what I did this morning, Cindy. We were going to do a stitch along, and I was looking at this going, geez, how could I let it go that far, blah, blah, blah. And then I thought, you know what? That is a great subject for a video. Last week, we talked about perfect zipper placement, and I'm actually really surprised it didn't get more views, but it's chock full of information. And this one is too. Tension is really important. If it's not right, don't put a Band-Aid on it. Fix it. Jenny Owen says, thank you, Sue. Just finished cleaning my dream machine too. McDreamy. If you guys have tension problems, then go to the OML Embroidery University Facebook group, and we'll be able to help if you forget a step or did you do this, did you do that, and we'll be able to find the solution for you. So zippers, perfect placement using the double-sided tape, which actually I'm finding quite handy for a lot of things. Don't forget all these cute zipper bags. This one is my favorite, but then this one is now. So that's right there. And this one I'm going to stitch it out again unless anyone wants to do it. That will be awesome. I'd appreciate it. And I'll put that up for you guys this weekend, and you guys can stitch out your, it's going to be in 3 sizes. This is by the 8 by 12, and it's going to go all the way down to 5 by 7, because I always got to you know, deal with the 5x7 people. So lots of zipper bags, more seasonal fairy doors to come, and more cottages to come. 2 sizes on this one, and I think I'm gonna actually stitch out the bigger one and use it as a purse because it is so cute. I'm sure it would catch attention. But then again, yeah, the fairy door. Oh well. All right. So if there aren't any questions, I'm going to call it. And if you have questions later about the tension or you just can't figure it out, go ahead and ask in the group. We're always happy to help. So awesome. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you guys now understand tension and how to fix it, not just to, you know, band-aid it, how to fix it. For me, it was a bobbin. For you, it could be thread or it could be a dirty machine. So, Cindy King, thanks, Sue. Now get that bobbin case back in. Yes, I know. Like I said, if I cared, I'd be embarrassed. It's just something my brain can't process, but I'll figure it out. I don't care, and that's, you know, that's fine. It just takes me a minute. I am not, you know, perfect at everything. So there we go. So I'll see you guys for next week. We are getting towards the end of the month. So next week I should be on the dime show. If we're close enough, I'll have to check. So yeah, awesome. Awesome. If not, then I think we need to do a mug rug. I haven't done mug rug Monday for a while because I've been developing these bags. So I'll let you guys know. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like this video. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye everyone.